Welcome to the show. Let's talk to Robert Sijpesteijn. He is a sales trader at Ayondo. Morning to you, young Robert.
Morning, mate.
Did I pronounce your surname?
Perfect.
Well done. That took me all night. Right, you sent a number of thought-provoking slides. Let's kick off with the first one, the Ayondo Updates. Can you run me through this, please?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, last time since we were here, we have had some changes at Ayondo. In Germany, we've had to get a new licensing just to continue our social trading. So rather than just being a brokerage and trading license, we now also have a portfolio management license,
Okay.
which brings in a lot more security for our clients, something that we'll touch on in a couple slides. And it's just a big improvement, one of the first ones to get the portfolio management license for social trading. So it's a big step for Ayondo and something that we hope will help bring more clients through and protect them whilst they are trading on the Ayondo platform as well.
Okay.
And then further to that, we tried to make Ayondo a little more competitive and a little more transparent to help the traders find, portfolio managers or top traders that they would want to follow. So previously, you could see the results from their trades, but you wouldn't see the financing. You would be able to see that when you were following them, but when you were just looking at the portfolio, you wouldn't be able to see the financing or dividends that they would have had applied on the account. Now we do a full breakdown on the trade, so you can really get to grips and see, what the profits were on that trade, and if they were holding it for a week, well, what was the financing on that? Did they end up in a loss because they were paying financing, or did they still end up profitable even though it was a longer hold?
So basically, I'm getting a better feel for the overall trade.
Yeah, exactly. Getting a little more transparency through, because at the end of the day, that's important. If you see that someone's on average holding a trade for 3 weeks and making a very small profit on it, maybe they're actually ending up making a loss on that trade. Net losing, exactly. So this way you can double check those stats and make sure that you are following a winning trader. And then the other feature that we've added now is a new remuneration model. Because we have the portfolio management license, we've now added a performance-based profit or rebate taking for the top traders. So obviously when they have the followers through Ayondo,
Yep.
we rebate them on a monthly basis. So previously it was all volume based, but now we have the performance based. And what's great about that is it's going to attract new types of traders through, maybe some swing traders, some longer term traders, rather than just those day traders that you're normally getting with the volume based transactions.
Understood. Let's move on to the new remuneration model. What is this in a nutshell?
So in a nutshell, you're getting they're getting a 1% management fee over the course of a year. So whatever funds are in the account, you get the 1% management fee for the year. You only are going to get a performance fee as a top trader if you're beating your high watermark.
Okay.
So if you're not making profits, you're not going to be getting a performance fee, which is very fair. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
So that's the main feature of it. Now, of course, all of our traders are ranked by levels. Everyone starts as a street trader and works their way up over time to the institutional. So as you progress up through the ranks, you're then going to get a higher percentage of your performance fee. So if they get a 25% of the performance fee, first they'd get 25%, and once they're institutional, they'll get a 55% cut of that. So that's a big advantage, for the longer term traders to try and progress to that stage so they can get more rebates. And we're still trying to make it competitive so that the top traders are staying with us and performing on a long-term basis rather than just for a couple months and heading off somewhere else.
Understood. Okay, so let's move swiftly on to client safety. I'm always really interested in this. Tell me the headlines there.
So we previously always had a 500,000 or £500,000 insurance for our clients. Obviously, we are regulated in the UK as well, our brokerage. So we do have that FSCS protection, which covers everyone up to £50,000 if anything were to happen. We then took out additional insurance for 500,000, and since then we've upped that to £1 million.
So if I've got £1 million in the pot, I could potentially have that fully protected.
Yes, exactly.
God forbid anything went wrong.
God forbid anything happens at Ayondo. As long as the FSCS are paying out, our insurer has to pay out as well.
Right.
So that's a huge protection. I mean, if you think at the banks, you're getting a £75,000 protection. If the banks go under, okay, banks may be a little safer, but you do have huge protection with Ayondo, and that's a key factor to make sure our clients are happy and feel safe with their funds in our accounts.
Understood. In terms of new clients, tell me about that.
So for new clients, because we have this new portfolio management license, we have to be a lot more stringent in terms of who we're accepting on as clients. And really it's just for their own safety. So we do a suitability test to see whether this product's suitable for the client. We also do compatibility with the objectives. So are they trying to make 100% in a month? If they are, that's not, this platform is not for you.
So would you turn people away if they didn't meet your criteria?
Yes, we do. So it's not necessarily our criteria. It's more so, do they have the knowledge and the understanding of financial markets? Have they had the experience with this before?
Yeah.
If they haven't, we'll provide the opportunity for them to get that experience and get that knowledge and say, try out a demo account for 3 months, and then you can come back and test out, reapply for an account, and then you may be able to open a new one.
Understood. Client deposit caps?
Also another feature. So with the suitability test, we do get a good understanding of clients' financial standings, and then we will set a cap on the amount that they are able to deposit.
Right. So if the net asset is 100,000, you would say you should only put
exactly
X percent in.
And it will be limited to that. So if they try to deposit more, that deposit won't go through. We don't want clients on the platform gambling with more money than they have available.
So this is a proper fit and proper test then?
Yeah, it is. It's very tailored to each specific client, which is nice.
Let's move on to a trader. So this is an S&P Trader. Tell me about this.
Yeah, of course. So exactly, we normally cover a lot of DAX traders here. So we've brought something a little different. We've got an S&P Trader here, Horizon. Now, he's got a risk score of 3, as you can see just under his image there. So this does mean that he's low risk. 1 to 4 would be low risk. 5 to 7, medium risk. 8 to 10 would be high risk. So he's been trading with us since about November 2016, as you can see in the graph there. And so far, he's made a 29% gain over that space of time. So in the course of about a year, 29%, which is a fairly strong performance.
It's a fantastic performance.
If I had
Warren
my funds
Buffett
there,
would be happy with that.
Exactly. Beating the index there on the Germany 30 as well. And his maximum drawdown, you can see down in the statistics there in the far right, it's only 9.66%. So below 10%, which is something that we look for to try and make sure that
just so I totally understand, okay, in a given month, he could have been down or was down 10%?
Yes, correct. So it's actually over the whole span of their trading. So from their previous peak to their biggest trough thereafter. And it does include open positions as well. So it doesn't mean he lost 9.66%.
Okay, so that's factoring in open positions.
Yes, it is.
Understood.
Exactly. And then you get, several other statistics there, the winning months, the winning trades. He's got a very high number of winning trades, and he's done about 408 trades over the course of 11 months. So you're looking at about 40 trades a month, a little under that, 35, let's say.
Right. People are generally lazy and they don't want to go into the numbers. But if I wanted to delve into the numbers and look at the trades, can I actually see those?
Yes, you can. We've got a metrics box that you can go and look at Sharpe ratios, MAR ratios, all of these features. But we also have the facility to look at their open positions and their closed positions as well. So we do try and make it extremely transparent. And I think on the next slide, we will see some examples of his trades. So exactly, we said, S&P 500, we call it on the platform US 500 index. And what you get to see here is he's always trading in the same fashion. He's never increasing his unit size. We can see he's trading 5 euros per point, essentially, on the US 500 index.
So there's consistency there.
Exactly, there's no bizarre trades or emotional trading. He's only risking, we can see at the far column there, 0.36% per trade. So that's quite a comfortable level.
So he's risking only 0.36 of his overall capital?
Yes, exactly. And if you were following him, if you were following him one-to-one, yeah, I'd be fairly happy with that. I'd happily risk 0.36%. Of course, he's got an aggregated position on there. It's slightly more than that. But he normally does only have 5 to 8 trades running on the platform. He doesn't. It's not one of those traders who has 50 trades running. So that's really important. And then you can see where your stop loss, where your take profits are set. They do have to set the stop losses so that they limit the risk on the account. And you can see here exactly the profit. Unfortunately, all of the open positions when I took the screen capture were running in a loss at the time.
Not ideal.
Not ideal, but we can see from his history he is a decent trader. And exactly, if you just clicked on those plus buttons there, then you'd get a good breakdown. You'd be able to see the financing. You'd be able to see any dividends that have been applied. So you'd get the actual net
picture.
Figure. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's move on to the Dow trader. What's he been up to?
So this is
Just Trade It.
Just Trade It. Yeah. Funnily enough, this trader has a couple portfolios with us actually. So Just Trade It, Just Trade It 2, Just Trade It 3, and he focuses on a single asset in each
Per
one.
each count.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one he's trading the Dow Jones, the Wall Street. In another one he might trade the CAC. In another one the Germany 30. So you have huge options here. You know, you're not just subject to following the DAX traders. We do have alternatives there. And you can see here exactly over the course of, he's been with us since October, a little bit before, 2016, and he's got a 22.28% performance with a risk score of 1. So you can see he's an institutional trader, so the highest level, and he's
Which
with the
means
lowest
he
risk
gets
score.
paid out more than the street trader.
Yeah,
Okay?
he gets a much higher rebate. So for him, the incentive to keep that level is extremely high. And one of those factors is the maximum drawdown. If he gets a maximum drawdown of over 25%, we immediately cut him to a level 1 street trader.
Yep.
And then suddenly those rebates he was getting are now reduced significantly. Yeah.
Understood.
So the incentive is always there and very high to keep them performing well. And really manage that risk.
So just so I totally understand, he's got 246 followers. Okay,
Yeah.
so if he puts a trade on, do these 246 people see the actual trade in real time?
Yeah, so it's actually automatically copied onto their account in real time.
And the trade is entered?
Yeah, it's executed within milliseconds. We have a program that automatically calculates what the stake size would be, because obviously it's in proportion to his account. It's not going to be the exact same stake size, but the entry level, the stop loss, the take profit, all of that would be at the exact same level. So it is very, very efficient. And once
So
you've
there's
set up,
no real slippage?
no, I mean, there can be some slippage, but it would be 0.1 of a point maybe, obviously, because the markets can move, but it is very minimal. We can't guarantee that it will be exactly that price, but there is minimal slippage on that.
Understood. Let's go to his open positions. I see a bit of green in there, but a lot of red still.
We do have a little bit of green in there, which is nice to see, but yeah, a few losing positions. He tends to have more positions running open at a time than the previous trader, but you'll see here he's much smaller stake size, 0.42, and the risk per trade varies a little bit. So there's a risk per trade of 4.96, and then there's also a risk per trade of 0.07. So it tends to be the short positions that he takes a low risk, a very small amount of risk on, because he'll keep his take profit, or sorry, his stop loss a little tighter. Whereas with the longer positions, he's of the view that the market is going to go up. He's just placing those short positions to try and make some tiny advantages. So he'll have his stop loss placed a little wider away, and therefore have a higher risk on the trade. But I mean, for the Wall Street to drop to 5,000 to lose 5%. I mean, I don't see necessarily the Wall Street dropping to that level. Never say never. I do agree with you. There could be, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now with Trump and so on. So we can't say never, but I'd be very, comfortable with a stop loss at that level.
Understood. Okay, so let's wrap up. Give me the 3 key features of this service.
3 key features. Okay, well, the key feature, one of the biggest advantages is that you actually have a 24-hour service at the desk, and you'd have a personal client account manager. So the one thing we always suggest to any new clients is speak to that client manager. We're looking at the traders every day. We can help you, make a more educated decision on what you want to do. We can't advise, but we can certainly highlight certain traders, what the risks are of that trader, and therefore, you get a better advantage of it. The other advantage of this is it is instant execution. If you don't have the time to trade, you don't have the time to do your research, it's already done and there for you.
It's copying other people's homework, isn't it?
Exactly, copying someone else's homework, always great in school. And then the final advantage would probably be ease of use. It is one of the simplest platforms around. All you have to do is find your traders, drag them across, get it going, and it will run for you in the background extremely easily.
Somebody's maybe watching this and interested to do some copy trading, social trading. How do they get in touch with you?
To get in touch, just go to the website, ayondo.com. And then once you're on there, you can instantly register for an account, or there's a helpline down at the bottom, which will call our customer services team and be able to speak to anyone there. Very, very efficient team, and we are open 24 hours.
We like very efficient. Robert, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.